What's up, everybody? It's your boy AJ Trip, and in my last top 10 video, I talked about the top 10 WWE superstars of all time. Now, I'm going to talk about the top 10 WWE in-ring performers of all time. And, well, I'll mention it when I get to it, but let's get on with the show. With number 10, Rey Mysterio. I think Rey Mysterio had just some of the great in-ring work when he came over to WWE, and he balanced his high flying with everybody's work. It didn't seem like his style would did not click with very few people. I mean, he was always able to put on excellent matches with anybody, and guys who could ground and pound you. Like his first match out of the blue at SummerSlam was with Kurt Angle, and it was damn good. And then other matches, he was part of that SmackDown 6 with him and Edge and Kurt and Chris and the Guerreros, and they did so much that it was really good. And I think a lot of that, and he was a major part of it. And without question that, when he got in the ring, you can expect something pretty classic. And I think for me, that was one of Rey's best attributes, that he could, if he wanted to. And I think maybe you can say about all of this, but if he wanted to, he could put on every match could be an absolute classic. But I think Rey Mysterio was one of the best to ever do it, and that's why he is number 10 on my list of top 10 in-ring performers in WWE history. Number 9 is Randy Savage. I think Randy Savage had the gift. One of the things Randy Savage is known for is putting together meticulously his entire match from start to beginning. That's what he's infamously known for when it comes to his in-ring performers. But he had a lot of great matches along his way. He had a lot of great stuff. He had a lot of good stuff with Steamboat. As you know, that's one of the great WrestleMania matches of all time, one of the great matches of all time, and he's had so many other matches. He had the match with the Ultimate Warrior. It was Ultimate Warrior's best match, and it was incredible. It was his retirement match, allegedly, and he came back very soon after that. But he did great stuff. But he was always just a fantastic in-ring style type of guy, and it was incredible. So there's no question about it in my mind that Randy Savage deserved to be on this list, and he's number 9 on the list of the top 10 in-ring performers in WWE history. Number 8, Eddie Guerrero. Now, Eddie Guerrero was, again, someone who I thought was just unbelievable. Somebody who knew what he had and knew how to use it, and just, again, another luchador type of style, but then also could, could technically wrestle as well. He had the aerial attack, the 5-star not the 5-star, that's probably in there, but the frog splash, obviously, and many other maneuvers. And really, he was just able to do it all. And there's no doubt, there's no question that he was one of the best. And I think when you talk about a few people on this list, I think Eddie Guerrero is one of them, and I think Rey Mysterio is the other one. I'm also putting in some of his work in WCW as well, because I think I guess now you can say that it's kind of it kind of brought merged into with the when they bought them. So I guess you can talk about that as well. So of course Eddie Guerrero's the match he had with Rey Mysterio at Halloween Havoc is one of the greats of all time. It's probably the best opening match in history. And that's including the Bret Hart Owen Hart match from WrestleMania 10. So it's legendary, and I really do think that he was able to do such good stuff in the ring, and I think he was a master at it, and when he got clean after this and for his guess that would have been his second run in WWE. Once he got clean, he was incredible. He really was. It's fantastic. So there's no doubt about it. Eddie Guerrero deserved to be on this list, and he is number 8. Number 6, Owen Hart, a man that I just mentioned. Owen was so good, and he was another one that was coming into his own during that mid '90s. They were getting away from the big guys because of like the things, the steroid conversation with controversy with Hogan and everything like that. And even though they still had guys like Yokozuna and The Undertaker and things like that, they were still going to seem like go with maybe some of the smaller guys. And Owen Hart fell into that range, and it was just so unfortunate that he never got the chance to hold that WWE title, because it would have been fantastic. It really would have been. I don't know if he just, if that just did not happen, and he didn't, the accident, if he didn't pass away, then it could have been magical. And unfortunately, he died. He did die too early, and it was just so unfortunate. But his matches with Triple H, and his matches with Shawn Michaels, and his matches with his brother, classics. And if you can find that match on Monday Night Raw with him and Shawn Michaels, it is there is a commercial break, but it's fantastic to watch. And you're talking about the both of them. I mean, they just knew everything, and they knew how to put it together, and what chemistry those two had. And again, I mean, you could have. There's a lot of what ifs and a lot of things about everything, but man, if what didn't happen with Owen and what didn't, and Shawn didn't have his back injury, what could have been? Although Shawn's back injury maybe was the best, because he was able to do some other trials and tribulations, maybe turn his life around. So, but anyway, Owen Hart, number 7 on the top 10 list of best in-ring performers in WWE history. Number 6, Chris Jericho. I think he has been part of some of the unbelievable matches he has done. I mean, when you first came, appeared, you didn't know what to think. You didn't know what he was doing. You just thought somebody was coming in to do something. And then Chris, he wanted to come in. He wanted to become a star. He wanted to become a top guy, and he quickly became that, I think. And he was able really to do some things. He had some fantastic matches. With everybody, with he had China, he had with Benoit, the ladder match at the Royal Rumble 2001, matches with Kurt Angle, and then once, after he left, the first time he left, and then he came back, with the Code Breaker. He almost came back even a better worker, and then he had that heel run, and he was just fantastic in all facets of the game, and man, it was great to watch. And then even now, even his advanced age, he's still putting on great matches. I have not seen the Okada Omega stuff. I'm not a big fan of New Japan and wrestling, and actually not a big fan. I'm not a fan at all of it actually, and but a lot of people say that Okada and Omega were not Okada and Omega. Jericho and Omega was a damn good match, and so he still got it, and he still can go, and I think we will. I'm hoping that Jericho does his thing. He'll come back one last time. And Jericho, he said one time before that he's not the type of person that wants to be sent off correctly, but as a fan, I think one of the things as a fan is that we should get that, like when it's someone like Prince Jericho. I think someone who is one of the greats of all time, we should have that right to show our respect, show our love, stand up, whether it's in the stadium or stand up platform. Thank you, Jericho. Thank you, Chris. Whatever you want to do, and send them off the right way. And hopefully that we will get that opportunity to do that with Chris Jericho, because he's one of the all-time greats. He's number 6 on the list of greatest in-ring performers of all time. 5 is Chris Benoit, and I'm not going to speak a lot about it. He was a good performer, and he had some great styles, and the stuff he did in WWE was good too, and the stuff he did in WWE was even better. But obviously, we know what happened with him and what happened with him doing what he did to his family. So all I will just say is that I had no qualms putting him on this list, but I also don't really want to celebrate him. So number 5, Chris Benoit. Number 4, the Nature Boy Ric Flair. Now, and this is what I was talking about earlier. This one is more of a respect one, because his WWE run he had some good matches. He didn't do his best work. He didn't do his best work. He had some good matches, but he was obviously, of course, not ready to go. As he was in the past. So this is a respect, work, talking about his work done back in when in the WCW and NWA days, and those matches he had with Steamboat, and those matches that he had with Funk and Race and Vader and Sting and Rude, and the list goes on and on and on. All of the 4-star classes and 4.5 and 5-star classes, whatever you want to call them. So yeah, this is definitely more of a respect thing. I did want to, because I didn't want to have this list and not have Ric Flair on it, and everybody would go, "Where's Ric Flair? Where's Ric Flair?" Because again, his WWE run, he had some good matches, and it was a good time, but he's obviously getting older, and he wasn't able to put on those classics as he could in the past. So, but nevertheless, he was outstanding, and definitely one of the all-time greats. Definitely worth the 30 for 30 that was done on him by ESPN, and I think without question, an all-time great in-ring performer. The Nature Boy, Ric Flair. Woo! Number 3, Bret Hart. His thing was the best there is, the best there was, and the best that there ever will be. And he was close. He was darn close. The stuff that he could do, the stuff that he could pull off, the matches that he had were incredible. He was, there's always something that I think he did that was just, fantastic. You talk about the 5 moves of doom with John Cena. The 5 moves of doom was enacted first by Bret Hart. And I'm not sure if Scott Keith was the first one to call him that, but that's where I got to get it from. Bret Hart's 5 Moves of Doom, when he was fantastic. And, and he would go in there, he would tell a story that not a lot of people out there could tell. And he did it in so many ways, and sometimes it just wasn't even like the clashes with Bret. It was just sometimes just like the thing with Jerry Lawler. I mean, and I'm not talking about like the first time, I'm talking about the second time when they had the match at In Your House, and he wrestled twice that night. And he had a pretty good match with Akushi, then him and Jerry Lawler had a match, and then he went on to have a match with the King of the Ring, the Kiss My Foot match, and all of that, and just and he could do the big guy, little guy matches too. He was with Diesel, the matches a couple of the matches he had with Diesel. There's that little bit that at the beginning of '96. There's a match with the Undertaker at the Rumble, and a match with Diesel In Your House that, a lot of people say that a lot of people say they don't think Bret Hart was into it because he was, it was not about him. So he didn't give too much of a damn. So who knows? But still, he had great, he was a great worker and a great in-ring technician, and the things he could do was just amazing. So without question, deserving on the list. Number 3, Bret the Hitman Hart. Number 2, Kurt Angle. And with Kurt, I am going to put in some of his TNA run as well as I did, some of the WCW run with Mysterio and Guerrero and Benoit. But really, when you think about it, even if I didn't do it, I think Kurt Angle could probably, he could probably have his stuff with he probably could be 2 without the TNA stuff, because he was incredible for a guy. I mean, apparently he got it so quickly and had it so thin, and then he was able to come in and pull everything off and make everything happen. And he could do it all. He could have the wrestling match. He could have the brawl. He could have the everything about it. And the match. He's able to do everything, and he could have fantastic stuff. And not that this is an in-ring performance, but of course the stuff that he would do for the first couple of years, being like the dim-witted guy. When he pulled his medals from Benoit's crotch and kissed him, it was incredible. It was so funny. But let's not forget the matches that he had with Chris, where all of them were fantastic. And you see, I think the only thing he couldn't do is he couldn't get the 2006 Royal Rumble. He couldn't get Mark Henry, and that's when Mark Henry was, he still was in that. He still was kind of in that phase where he was this big bad dude, but he didn't know really how to use it and how to work. And it was very interesting with Mark Henry, because Mark Henry was able to later on in his year, do better work. It seemed like, at least to me, that Mark Henry's best work became after later on in his career, and it was actually early in his career. I think Mark had some great stuff, but to Kurt Angle, he there, and then the matches with Shawn Michaels at WrestleMania and at SummerSlam, again, were just incredible. And golly, man, I am in awe of what Kurt Angle accomplished and what he did, and he was worthy of going into the Hall of Fame. And now in his second WWE run, he's obviously a little older. He's 48. He's not going to be able to do some of the stuff that he is, but he's going to be in a prime spot come WrestleMania against with Ronda Rousey against Triple H and Stephanie McMahon. But You know, I think when push comes to shove, he'll be able to do what he needs to do. So, without question, second greatest in-ring performer in WWE history, Kurt Angle. And listen, if you didn't think this guy was gonna be number one, then I don't know what the hell you were smoking. He's the greatest performer in WWE history. I would probably say he's the greatest performer in wrestling history. You know, he's done it all, and without question, just a fantastic performer. He could, he's that old saying he could, wrestle a broomstick and get 3 stars out of it. It was just crazy. And the thing is, you know how good a performer it was because anytime they had something new, they put Michaels in it. If they had a ladder match, let's put Michaels in it. If we had a Hell in a Cell match, let's put Michaels in it. We have an Iron Man match, let's put Michaels in it. It was, everything new that they tried to do seemingly, they went ahead and they went with Michaels. Elimination Chamber match, let's put Michaels in it. Michaels could go in there and perform like crazy. And I think what's even better is that when he came back after his back injury, he came back in 2002. He always came back even better, and he was almost a better performer as he got older. And I think because he didn't wrestle a kind of he did wrestle a different style, I would say. I think the first time was a little bit more of a high flying, and he still did some of the high flying act, but I don't think he was as reckless with it as he was when he was as a younger performer. And the feud with Edge, and then the reunion with DX and Rated RKO and the McMahons and the Spirit Squad and everything like that. So, and everything they did, and then of course, the coup de grace of his career, WrestleMania 25, the match with The Undertaker. Without question, the greatest match in WWE history. Again, possibly the greatest match in all of professional wrestling history. Just incredible, and there's no doubt about it. Shawn Michaels is the greatest in-ring performer in WWE history. And I dare you to say anything else. Alright folks, that is it for this right now. Put your comments down below. Tell me what you guys think. Tell me what you guys thought. Tell me what you guys are. Is there anybody you think deserves to be on that list? I thought about a lot of people. I did think about Daniel Bryan and CM Punk and a few others that could have been on this list, but these are the 10 that I went with, and then these are the 10 that I believe are correct. So, let me know down in the comment section how you feel about it. Like the video, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and as always, thank you so much for watching. This is your boy AJ Tripp signing off. As always, be good to each other, y'all. Be careful out there, and I am out.